Hello, everyone. It's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and welcome to Wasteland Talks, my weekly talk show where I talk about whatever the hell I want. And it's time for some coming attractions. It's summer movie season. So we're going to give you a heads up on what's coming. And if you are interested or not in checking out some movies, hopefully you show some movies some love this summer because the movies can use it. But joining me is my friend and co host and frequent guest is my buddy Luke. Luke, thank you so much for coming on.
Always a blast, Shane. And again, anytime you want. So yeah, let's jump into this summer.
Yeah. We're going to start with Memorial Day weekend as this episode comes out May 20th. So this is this upcoming weekend. And there's two movies that are tracking to be the biggest combined Memorial Day weekend at the box office ever. So
Ooh.
we'll see. And one of those movies that's going to make the most money apparently is Lilo and Stitch. Yes, this is a live action Disney remake of Lilo and Stitch that's like 20 years old. And this is why we can't have nice things. But Luke, are you excited to check this out?
If it gets good reviews, I might. I'm a person who has not. I knew about Little Lilo and Stitch when I was growing up, but I've never actually watched it until I was a couple of years ago. Like I was much older, and I
Hmm.
thought it was actually cute. I thought I enjoyed the original.
Yeah.
And my thoughts about live action remakes are mostly Disney is not great.
Why are
And
you doing
but
this?
yeah, well, we know why. They want to keep the
We
rights.
all
They
know
want to keep the
why.
rights. Money, money, money.
And
But
they're going to get what they want, apparently.
yeah,
So,
but if
but
people like yourself or people I follow, they would rate it higher than usual for a Disney remake, I might check
mhm.
it out. But if I see the ratings I expect for this, I'm like, you know what? This will drop in this on Disney Plus in like 45 days anyway. So might as well like I'll
Yeah.
definitely like check it out just for a curiosity sake.
I love The Jungle Book. And
Yeah.
I think that is that and maybe Cinderella are probably the
Cinderella.
only ones that I actually love.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoy Pete's Dragon. I'm I I'm gonna say I'm not excited about this because like
Mm-hmm.
well, here's the thing. I see everything, so I plan on seeing all these in the theater. But my thoughts on this is too soon. This was not
Mm-hmm.
necessary. And just go watch the original.
Yes.
And yeah, if it does turn out to be a good movie, it's still gonna be like, well, because the first one was good and you kind of just redid it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Whatever.
of course.
Next up we have Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. So, which it's Mission Impossible. It's the eighth Mission Impossible movie. I don't think I need to read a synopsis to
Yes.
you. But
Nah.
Luke, are you excited? Are you will be seeing this in the theater?
Of course. Like, you mean Dead Reckoning Part 2? Wink, wink. Yes, I
Wink,
will.
wink.
I still remember, Pepperidge Farm remembers when it was Dead Reckoning Part 1, and then
Yeah,
apparently we are no longer allowed to call it like that. So I'm a dead dropping and wait, what is it?
dead
Death
naming.
death
We're
naming a
dead.
movie. Yes, dead
We're
naming a
dead
movie.
naming. We're dead naming dead rec.
Yes.
But
Rest in
no,
peace.
this is
Yes,
one of my
excited.
favorite
Yes.
franchises of all time. I actually like the idea of this being called Final Reckoning instead, if this is the actual final Mission Impossible movie. If I find out that they're making a ninth one, I'm not going to be happy about this title. But all things aside, this 2 hour and 15-minute film, I'm going to be watching on the biggest possible screen, and I'm
Yes.
going to love every single second of it. So, all hell's yes for
It's
me on this.
wait, what do you mean it has a final in its name? It's not like, the Friday the 13th, the final chapter, number 4 was the final movie, right? It was the final movie. We didn't get 8 more, Shane. So obviously if it has final, it's a contract with the audience. If it has final in its chapter, it will be the final movie. That's it.
Okay, Luke. Okay. So the following weekend, which I think I originally thought was Memorial Day weekend, but apparently it's not, is we're getting Bring Her Back, which is from the Filippo brothers that made Talk to Me, that small
Mhm.
Australian horror film. And this one looks wild. Luke, are you excited for this one?
I Not just purely because I haven't seen Talk to Me yet, and I haven't
Fair.
seen a trailer. I tend to not watch trailers. So if I see, and again, I'm basing basically everything off of if people I trust are high on it, I'll check it out. Or if I hear good things, I check it out in the theaters because genuinely try to skew away from the trailers because they tend to give out a bit too
Too
much for
much.
my taste.
Too much.
Yep. So like, but only because of that, not because of anything like I've heard. I don't even know what the movie is about. Is it a sequel? Because I know Talk to Me was so well
It's not a
received.
from what I understand, it's not a sequel, it's a
Okay.
different horror film.
Okay.
But for me, I love Talk to Me and I
Hmm.
love what the Filippo brothers did with it, so I'm down. So I'm pretty excited about this one.
Okay.
But this isn't like, oh my God, the next Marvel
Yeah.
movie's coming out. It's like this is for like the art house horror fans,
Hmm.
prestige horror fans out there to go check out another uh prestige horror flick. Um, this is an interesting one. We got Jane Austen wrecked my life. This is about a French woman who gets invited to like the Jane Austen Society or something like that. She falls in love with one of Jane Austen's descendants, and it's a romance. So
Mm.
did this grab your attention, Luke?
I would check it out. Like based on the description alone, I feel like it would also depend who's in it. Like if there are people
I
who I
don't
like,
like I don't recall like Camille Rutherford and Pablo Pauly. And I'm like,
oh,
I don't know either of these people.
same.
But this is a Sony Pictures classic film, so I'm like, oh, it's classy.
So it's gonna be good. Sony
Yeah.
has all the pictures famously are so good. Like just ask Madam Web.
Well, here's the thing. I trust Sony Pictures Classic.
Fair.
I do not trust Sony and
Fair. Yeah.
their bigger projects and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I think this seems charming enough. I'm not going to say I'm excited for it, but
Hmm.
I'm interested to check it out.
Yeah.
Next up, Karate Kid Legends.
Legends.
We got Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan. Um, team
Worlds collide.
yes. Two branches, one tree, Luke. Are you interested in Karate Kid Legends?
I am not purely based on one thing. I've seen the
Mhm.
original, all four original movies, and I've seen the remake with Will
Jackie
Smith
Chan
kid.
and Jaden Smith.
Yeah, Jaden. Yeah, I couldn't remember his name, but I still haven't seen a single Cobra Kai, and I have a sneaky feeling that will be part of a plot, or some people from that TV show will be part of the plot. So only because I have still yet to watch Cobra Kai. That's the only reason.
I as well. So that's the thing. I don't know if this is going to connect to Cobra Kai at all, but I'm a huge Cobra Kai. So I'm like, I'm hoping it does.
Because
I'm
Ralph
like,
Macchio is in Cobra Kai, no?
yeah, well, yeah,
So
him and if Johnny Lawrence doesn't show up, Karate Kid Legends, he doesn't come in like third act save as part of the team. I'm just like, I'm gonna be very disappointed. I'm trying
mhm,
to go in with no expectations for this movie, but based on the trailers, I'm actually kind of excited about this. I
mhm.
just really do not want to see any more promotional material and junkets of Ralph Macchio being a super awkward dude. Like, no more. But no, I'm actually kind of excited about this movie, and like the actual fighting looks really good in that from the
Okay.
trailers. So I'm excited about that.
Mhm.
Now it's June, so we got
Ooh.
June 6th. We have from the world of John Wick, Ballerina.
Ooh. Oh yeah.
Are you
So
excited,
I
Luke?
am excited. However, there's a caveat. How much do you know about the backstory, when this movie was being made? Have you heard stories? I've heard
No.
stories.
I think the only thing that I heard is that they had to bring Chad Stahelski in to like polish up the action.
Well, okay,
Well,
so
because
polish
if
up.
well, here's the thing. If this turns out that this is actually ghost directed by Chad Stahelski, I'm probably more excited about the movie.
So that's the story I've heard. So basically, I've read a report that said they wrapped up, they shot the movie, and the first cut was so bad. They're like, okay, what is this dude's name who actually made the John Wick movies? Get him here like yesterday, and they did massive reshoots with him, and hopefully he fixed it. So look. Ana de Armas, we all wanted to see her in a great action movie ever since
Yes.
really No Time to Die, right? So
Yes.
no problem there. I really hope the movie, and based on the last trailer, because that trailer is so big you cannot escape it. Based on the last trailer, I am kind of worried because, like, the first trailer, Ana de Armas, Ana de Armas, Ana de Armas, great, great, great. And then the last shot, Keanu Reeves. The new trailer, hey, remember Keanu Reeves? You really like Keanu Reeves. Here's Keanu Reeves. And I'm like, I am worried that the reshoots not only fixed action, but also like, hey, we
Put a
really need
bunch
more
more Keanu Reeves
Keanu
in.
in this fucking movie, even though it was supposed to be Anna's movie. No, we need more Keanu. I hope I'm wrong, but I will still see it 100%. But I'm less excited than I was about 5 months ago.
I'm very excited for this movie. Would I be shocked if this didn't turn out great, especially since they got the director of the Underworld movies to make it?
Mhm,
Um, because like the next spin-off, the
mhm.
Kane movie, is going to be directed by Donnie Yen, starring Donnie Yen with Rina Sawayama, and I'm like,
Yes,
sold. Like
yes.
the not only is the world of John Wick get me excited, but it has Donnie Yen, so like
So
that makes
yeah,
me
like
excited.
put it in
I
my
was not
veins.
excited about the directorial choice here, and I would like to see Chad Stahelski go out and do some other things, like his
Mhm.
Highlander movie with Henry Cavill. That better happen.
Oh yeah.
Oh, but I could see in a world where this turns out to be a turd, and I'm be like, you know what? That's fine. Not every franchise is like 100% success rate because
Mhm.
right now this is like John Wick is like batting 1,000. So,
Yeah, even the worst John Wick movie is still pretty fucking great. So, yes,
in my mind, there is no worse John Wick movie.
I
They're
like it.
all amazing.
Yes, no, yeah.
um, they just kept getting better for me. But next up, we got The Life of Chuck from director Mike Flanagan and from writer Stephen King. And it's important to point out that the movies that it said from Stephen King, the writer of Shawshank Redemption, The Green Mile, and movies like that. So
Mhm.
this is not a horror film. But Luke, are you excited for The Life of Chuck?
Yeah, I would dig it. Like, I'm always interested in any non-horror stories from Stephen King because again, Stand By Me,
Mhm.
Shawshank Redemption, pretty great movie. Like, pretty great. Like, I haven't read the books, but turn out to be great movies.
Yeah.
So, obviously Stephen King has more in him than quote unquote just an horror.
Yeah.
So no, yeah, I'm excited.
The thing that gets me most interested about this is I love Mike Flanagan. I think he's an incredible filmmaker. The fact
Hmm.
that he's not doing a horror film
I also like that. Yeah.
makes me interested to see what he does.
Hmm.
Next up is the Phoenician Scheme, Wes
Oh.
Anderson's new movie. So, Luke, what are you excited for the Phoenician Scheme?
Yes, I am. Like I've only have not seen one of his movies, Bottle Rocket. Otherwise, I've seen and the short ones that I need to check out on Netflix. And I finally seen a bits of the trailer, and yeah, sign me up. Like I really enjoyed Asteroid City and French Connection, and yeah, like yeah, I love me some more Scarlett Johansson working with Wes Anderson.
I I'm a huge Wes Anderson fan as I look at my Rushmore, Royal Tenenbaums, and Life Aquatic posters on my wall. So I'm like, Wes Anderson could do whatever the hell he wants, and I'm going to be excited about it. But this trailer
Hmm.
legitimately got me excited to see him do something like a globe-trotting, like action thriller across the world, like this espionage thing. I'm like, okay, this seems really interesting and fun and different for him. It just has that like really old school vibe of old Hollywood kinds of like globe-trotting films like this. I'm so
Hmm.
excited for this.
It
Next,
reminds me like oh sorry, I was gonna
no,
say just the
Jess.
trailer tone reminds me if you took Asteroid City and mixed it with Secret Life, underwater Steve Zissou, aquatic life of
Life Aquatic.
yeah, life aquatic. Yeah, it almost seems like it bridges the gap between the old quote unquote West and the new, and I wonder if that's the case.
We will have to see
Yeah, yeah.
for sure. Next up, the last wide release of June 6th is The Ritual, a new exorcism movie starring Al Pacino and Dan Stevens.
But-
Which also Al Pacino's doing his old Jewish man, Al Pacino, that he's been doing since he was in that show, what was it, Hunters, that he did on Amazon, where he was a Nazi hunter.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
so,
Never
but
even heard of it.
yep, but Luke, are you excited for The Ritual?
Uh, cannot say I am. I am excited that Al Pacino is still around and making movies, 100%. Like we love our we stand our legend. Would I like to see him in better movies because this doesn't seem that interesting? Yeah, but no. If it, again, if it's getting great reviews, I'll watch it.
Is it so? I'm excited about the potential because
Hmm.
of Dan Stevens and Al Pacino in it. I'm not going to say I'm excited for another exorcism movie, except
Unless
the
it's a
new
Pope's
Exorcist from Mike Flanagan. I'm down for that. Give me
or a
that.
sequel for Pope's Exorcist, where Russell Crowe is, doing
Look,
more demons and
every
like,
time the Ritual trailer comes on, my wife is like, "Where's Russell Crowe?
yep.
Father of Mort?" I will see all 99 sequels that he's from Exorcist.
Hmm.
Um, oh man, that was the cinematic universe I did not expect. I needed.
Yes.
Um, all right, June 13th. Why are they doing this to Electric Boogaloo? It is How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh, so if I was not that excited for Lilo and Stitch, I'm even minus excited for this, just purely because talk about too soon. Because the first one is 2000 fucking 10, first
Yeah,
of all. Second of
15
all,
years ago.
yeah, and second of all, you can make an argument that Lilo and Stitch, as beloved as it is now, wasn't as well received. So you can make an argument, but okay. But
This is a
this
perfect movie.
was universally
Yeah.
beloved movie. Get fucked, Disney. Like the trailer looks
Which
fine.
is
I'm not.
we blame Disney, but it
Yes,
is DreamWorks making this. Uh
I know. I know.
because they started this.
I was gonna say, for me, those corporations are all one. Like, I don't care anymore. No, but like, look, I'm not gonna hate on any of the actors or Gerard Butler that they taken the roles again. Make your money. I understand. I'm blaming and I'm mad at the machine that produces these movies. I'm not blaming like the young actors will probably be fine. Gerard Butler is probably gonna be fine in this movie, and the movie ultimately probably will be fine. But it's just there's no fucking point to any of this. This is just like, hey, how do we cash on this IP that's just been lying still for entire 6 years because it's been since 2019 since the last How to Train Your Dragon movie.
So this is why I'm even more frustrated with this one is because this world
Hmm.
has the potential to be really cool in live action.
Hmm. Hmm.
And you could have just told a different story in this world in live
Exactly.
action
Yes.
instead of because like the trailer is playing this off as like a shot by shot remake, but it's 20 minutes longer. So I
Yes.
don't know what that's. I'm guessing it's just gonna have more action in it. But like Dean Dubois came back to do this because only because, from what I understand, he did not want anybody to butcher
Hmm.
his creation.
Hmm.
Like, they were gonna do it with or without him.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I'm gonna do it then. He actually had a fight for them to cast Gerard Butler,
Good.
which is interesting. I just Toothless doesn't even look any different.
Yeah.
Like it's just a CGI version of Toothless. And it's just like, okay. Now, the one thing that got me excited at all
Hmm.
is that new poster they showed, and the big dragon looks freaking scary and really cool looking. And I'm like, that'll be cool to see. But not enough for me to be excited about this movie.
Like I hope that the movie will actually skew from the original and chooses to do a different thing and tell a different story based on the trailers and everything we've seen so far. It doesn't. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't seem the case. But
No.
that would be the only other
Yeah.
exception, where it touches a franchise or trilogy like that is, hey, we have a new cool idea. We go back to this world, and this time it's gonna be live action. Okay, I would be at least more forgiving. But if it's gonna be a remake,
Shot for shot remake.
no.
They should have just got Gus Van Sant to do it. We know he can do a shot for shot remake of
Yes,
something.
never failed once. Yes.
Never fail. We got Materialists, starring Dakota Johnson, Pedro Pascal, Chris Evans, from director Celine Song of Past Lives. So, what are you excited for this one, Luke?
So, talk about a movie I was excited to see until I actually watched the first trailer. And I'm like, oh, what? Is this just like your generic ass romance movie by Celine Song? Okay, girl, if you want to do this, and follow up past lives with what seems to be the most generic plot ever, you go, girl. I hope you're gonna. I hope. Oh, look. I hope the trailer is misleading and
And
this
just trying to
movie.
market this to
Yes,
rom-com fans.
yes. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope this trailer is so misleading that we will all be laughing at it or laughing at ourselves, be like, "Oh, how did we question Celine Song?" I genuinely hope that's the case because, like, the trailer, like, oh, hot people, oh, romance, that it? Okay. So I'm
It's
cautiously optimistic because Past Lives is such an incredible movie. I'll be there because,
which is nuanced and interesting and not what you expect.
correct.
I get your concern. This is why I don't trust trailers. I trust that this is from Celine's Song and that it's going to be more interesting than the trailers are
I
leading.
hope so.
I I love the discourse going around that it's like for once can she choose like the seemingly nice guy that has money instead of her broke ass ex. And I'm just like,
And again, maybe that's gonna be the spin. Look, maybe that's gonna be the spin of the story. And if again,
mhm,
and I do trust based on purely on one movie and one movie alone, if there's a director I would trust, one of the few directors would be
yeah,
her. So look, she's gained my trust, and I will go see it. And I hope the trailer is wrong, and I hope I am wrong, and I hope this is gonna be another masterpiece where I would rank in like top five of the movies for this year.
we shall see. I am excited for this. So, but
Hmm.
I definitely understand the concerns about the trailer and how rom-commy generic it came off being.
Hmm.
The last one for June 13th is The Unholy Trinity, which is a new Western starring Samuel L. Jackson and Pierce Brosnan.
Ooh.
Well, Samuel L. Jackson is our antagonist, Pierce Brosnan is the sheriff, who teams up with this young man on the run.
Okay.
So, does this one pique your fancy?
100%. Like I know nothing about it, and but this might shock you, but Samuel L. Jackson has been one of my favorite actors ever since I was 14. Like he is one of the coolest people I've ever still yet to see on a screen, and anything he's in, like I'm gonna watch because Samuel L. Jackson is so underrated and
Mhm.
should have won at least one Oscar by now. That's all I'm gonna say.
Which
And
one are
Pierce
you talking
Brosnan,
about, Luke?
I know, right? And Pierce Brosnan, by the way, very underrated James Bond.
I
Very underrated James Bond.
he's my James Bond I grew up
Same,
watching,
same.
and he was too damn good for. Actually, you know what? Tomorrow Never Dies and World Is Not Enough have grown on me a lot.
Yeah.
They have their, especially World Is Not Enough has some flaws.
Hmm.
Denise Richards, as a rocket scientist, but I'm not going to defend Die Another Day. But Pierce Brosnan's
Halle Berry.
incredible through all of them, and God, his double entendres, and I was always a cunning linguist. Like, really?
I will
Like,
defend Die Another Day just purely based on Halle Berry and Halle Berry alone. She wanted that paycheck after her Oscar win. She got
yep,
that paycheck. Good for her.
yep. And that the cold open was really cool. That
Yes.
was a really good cold open. And I will defend the Madonna theme song because it's a banger. Is it,
Ooh, that's a
does it,
that's a hot take.
yeah, does it feel like a James Bond theme song? Maybe not, but I think it's a pretty cool song, but whatever.
Okay.
Um, I'm excited for this. I'm a big fan of Westerns. And if you
Mhm.
throw a couple big names at me,
Yep.
um, I'm down. And I love Pierce Brosnan. Loving him on Mobland, getting checked. Like this show has Side note, this show has Pierce Brosnan, Helen Mirren, Tom Hardy, Patty Considine, and so many awesome British character actors. So good. But no, I'm down for the Unholy
Same.
Trinity. June 20th, my brother's birthday weekend. We have 28 years later.
Mhm.
Are you excited for this one, Luke?
So I was skeptical at first. I'm like, do we need a sequel to this? And then I avoided even the trailer, and I finally watched the trailer before one of the movies I went to see, and I'm like, this looks fucking awesome. I am so on board. Okay, let's go. Yes, I am
The
excited.
the first trailer for this is one of the most terrifying trailers I think I've ever watched. I'm just
Mm.
like the whole Rudyard Kipling poem being read aggressively in the background throughout the whole trailer is it's
I
both
think that's the
like
one I haven't watched yet. So yeah, but
oh
I'll check it out now.
go
I'll check it
watch
out.
it.
Hmm.
It shows less story than the new one, which even the new one shows like no story. But like it's all vibes, and this vibe is killer. And
Hmm.
this feels like Danny Boyle, like the
Hmm.
shots and everything. And Aaron Taylor Johnson, Ray Fiennes is so mysterious and creepy in these trailers so far. I'm just like, I'm so down for this. I'm so ready
Hmm.
for this.
Same.
I don't love 28 weeks later, and I don't think that's a I think that's more of a common take that people don't love it. But that
Yeah,
first film is something special.
the first
And
was great.
I'm really hoping that this is something special.
Hmm.
God, Bride Hard. So Rebel Wilson is a spy, loses out on being the maid of honor at her friend's wedding, still in the party. Some crazy stuff happens and she has to save the day. Luke, are you excited for Bride Hard?
Talk about it right there. 28 years later. Oh, it's gonna be so fucking good. It's gonna... Brightheart. Ooh. Rebel Wilson. Ooh. Like, look, I'm not gonna say like she's a bad actor. She's been. I feel like Rebel Wilson is one of those. She's been so typecast as this. Hey, I can be loud and I'll say fuck a lot. Ha! Laugh. And I think there's more to her than that.
Mhm.
Yes. Am I excited? However, am I still excited for the movie you just described starring her? No. I'm sorry.
I am not either. Moving on.
Yeah.
We got Pixar's Elio, which is about a young
Uh,
boy who doesn't fit in the world, wants to be abducted by aliens, and becomes friends with a cute, weird looking alien.
mm.
So are you excited for this one, Luke?
Cautiously excited because Pixar, I feel, and I don't know if this is a hot take or not, I feel like DreamWorks is right now is where Pixar used to be. I feel like with DreamWorks, with the last 4 or 5 years, yeah, I would trust them now more than Pixar. And Pixar, and which pains me because like Pixar had an amazing run, right? And we all know that. So I hope this one will be closer to, oh yeah, we can still make original stories and we can still evoke many emotions rather than this will be another generic story. Because like as much as I kind of enjoyed Elemental, was it the most poignant movies? Don't
I
like
didn't love Elemental. Um, what has DreamWorks made in the past 5 years that isn't the bad guys?
Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
Oh, shoot.
There was something
See,
else.
in my brain, I'm just like Shrek.
That's the
Shrek's its
thing,
own thing.
right?
But
Yeah,
yeah, no, okay. So Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is like a
but
masterpiece. So yes, and honestly, the bad guys are a lot of fun.
yeah.
I am I'm a big fan. I love Soul.
Hmm.
I'm a big fan of um Luca and Turning Red,
Hmm.
especially. I'm so mad at Pixar for the disrespect they've given their original films. And
Hmm.
I'm actually very excited for this because this trailer made this seem like a really fun, charming, adventurous sci-fi movie.
Hmm. So I
And
looked
this
it
might
up
be the
closer.
last original movie that Pixar ever makes. So
Have you also read the report how they will more focus on the sequels? And yep.
well, yeah, this is
Hmm.
probably the last original film we're ever
Yep.
going to see Pixar make because they're just going to whore out sequels for forever after this. So.
I had to look it up, by the way, just on a site. So DreamWorks last 5, 6 years. So How to Train Your Dragon, we've already talked about, 2019. Then we have Trolls World Tour, okay. But the Croods, and I
Trolls
actually,
are like
it's
they're
okay.
fun enough.
Yeah,
And
there's a Croods New Age, which I kind of love both Croods movies. I don't know why, but like
that was
Croods
a
to
fun.
me,
I enjoyed this, and the
yeah,
Tenacious D song he released along with
yeah.
it.
Spirit Untamed, I haven't seen. Boss Baby 2,
Uh,
it's okay.
mhm,
Bad
mhm.
Guys, Puss in Boots. Ruby
Yes.
Gillman, Trolls Band Together. So, like, but Kung Fu
See,
Panda
this is
4,
why I forgot because Ruby Gillman was just like
yeah.
flew so under the radar.
But The Wild Robot, Shane, from last year.
Um,
And this is
yes,
why I had the idea that, like, this is where, and now obviously Shrek
their
and this movie.
highs are really
No,
high
like
in the
last
past
5 years.
5 years.
Yeah, again, not the entire catalog, unfortunately, but the last 5 years, I would,
I would take
like the Wild
this.
Robot.
Mhm. Wild Robot and Puss in Boots: The Last Witch are better
Yes,
than anything Pixar has made in the past 5 years.
maybe besides Soul. Soul, I would say Soul is last generally great Pixar. Like Soul felt like
It's
that's
funny
like
because that's barely on the cusp of years
I
at
know.
this
Yeah,
point.
we're getting old.
It's like the pandemic started over 5 years ago.
Yep.
It's like
Mm-hmm.
what? But no, Soul was incredible. So I'm excited for Elio, but like
Yeah. Same.
I want to like hold it tight because this is going to be the last original film from Pixar we're going to get in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So this other thing that just seems so random coming out is Everything's Going to Be Great, starring Allison Janney and Bryan Cranston. And I actually have to read a synopsis because I have no idea what this is about. As the smart family wrestle with their oversized dreams, they come to realize that they struggle to find that your voice and your place in the world can happen no matter what stage in life you're in.
I know
Okay.
exactly what this movie is about now. Thank you, description.
Yeah. I can't say that I'm excited, but I do like Bryan Cranston and Allison Janney.
Yes,
Um,
same.
that's about it I have to say for the bat. And that's what I have to say.
Honestly, like in the same boat as you. If people, again, you watch everything. If you tell me, oh, that's actually pretty good, I'll see it.
Yep. June 27th, F1 with Brad Pitt from Joseph Kaczynski directing, new Formula One racing movie. Are you excited?
It looks pretty good. So yeah, I am. And Joseph Kaczynski has like quite some bangers under his belt. Like Loki,
Top
some
Gun Maverick.
bangers.
Yep.
Not just even that, but like
Yeah.
Tron Legacy, Only the Brave. Like again,
Yeah.
I'm higher on Tron Legacy than most people.
He did
So
Oblivion too, right?
yes, Oblivion. Yes,
That script might be like derivative of like 50 different sci-fi movies, but it looks really damn good.
yes, yes, yes.
So, and but F1, if Adam were here, he'd be super excited too. But I think this has potential to be something really good. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
interested. We got Hot Milk, and this is starring Emma McKay and Fiona Shaw. Uh,
Mm.
it's a thriller set in Spain. It's like a looks like it's some kind of like beach thriller.
Is
Um,
that why the milk is hot? Because it's in Spain? Okay.
um, I like Emma McKay a lot.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a trailer for this. I haven't really heard anything about this besides reading this right now. But
Yep.
I feel like Emma McKay and Fiona Shaw are enough to at least get me interested to check out what this film might be.
Same exact thing. I didn't know this movie existed until you spoke of it.
There you
So
go.
you spoke it into existence, Shane.
Yes, and
Uh,
I did not prep Luke at all for this, so this is
nope.
all fresh coming out.
Again, and as a person, it's great to have a person like me on this show because I don't watch trailers. So, like, I'm definitely not breaking your show. I'm sorry. Uh, but no, like, based on names alone, yeah, I would be cautious. Again, one of those cautiously, like, if people I trust say it's a good movie, I'll watch it.
Alrighty. And the last one for the last weekend of June, this bitch versus that bitch. It is Megan 2.0,
Ah, of
which
course.
Megan is going from campy 80s horror to campy 80s action horror, I guess, what they're going with this one, where a new cyborg is on the hunt and Megan has to turn good and have to fight off this new cyborg. So, Luke, are you excited for Megan 2.0?
I still haven't seen the first Megan, but I watched like a videos, so I will watch it, and I might go see this if I like the first one. But my biggest gripe, this is the perfect occasion to actually title it Megan 2 The Electric Boogaloo, and they fucking missed it. This is the perfect movie where it would actually make sense because they are AI. They are what?
They missed out. They missed
But
out.
like cautiously, like look, I am all fun, all there for like fun, campy horror. So like something like Chucky or something like that. So if it's good, yeah, why not?
The second they started playing Oops, I Did It Again in the trailer for this, I'm just like, they know what they're doing here.
Yep,
I'm kind of excited for this. It seems
nice.
like they're going in like an Aliens or Happy Death Day to You route of like
Mm,
genre flipping into the sequel here. But like this just looks so ridiculous and over the top, and I'm just like, I'm about it. I'm ready to have some fun to wrap
yeah.
up June.
Hmm.
Now, July is interesting because there are some big, big movies coming.
Hmm.
And so, July 2nd, we have Jurassic World Rebirth. Are you excited for
So,
another one?
so at first I wasn't, and then Scarlett Johansson and Mahershala Ali. And I'm like, okay. And it seems kind of good from the trailer I've seen. Like that one trailer, I think they only released one so far. It's like again, like I'm a huge ScarJo fan. Like I have been ever since 2005. So I'm always there for the girl, for my girl. Mahershala Ali is one of the best actors we've had over the last decade. And if he doesn't get to be Blade, he at least gets to be in this like big franchise. As long as they're not gonna make it about Locust or
Eh,
uh financial people being
this
bad
one
and
might
like
actually seem like about dinosaurs. So,
and they don't bring the old crew back for a oh let's all get together for one last time. As if there's like an actual story, yes, I'm cautiously optimistic, even though I've been burned by this franchise many a time now.
like they burnt those locusts. But
God.
boom, there you go. I was so mad that they're making another one, and now I'm net neutral. After watching the trailer, I'm like I don't hate what they're doing with this one,
Hmm. Hmm.
and I do love ScarJo, and
Yes.
Jonathan Bailey was really good in Wicked, and I'm like maybe he could
Hmm.
be fun in this too. I don't know. I can't say I'm excited for any Jurassic Park movie ever
Hmm.
again. But they can prove me wrong still.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see it anyway. July 11th, Superman.
Oh. Oh yes. So I am. I don't need any more trailers. The first trailer we got the. Is his name Crypto, the super dog? What's his name? Yeah.
Crypto the Superdog.
We got the super dog. We got the feel. We got the what Superman stands for with the kit and the flag. I don't need any more. Give it to me. I am pumped. I hope James Gunn will deliver. I hope this will actually kick off this new DCEU or DC or whatever fuck they will name it. And I'm
It's the
so hyped.
DCU.
Okay, DCU. I
Yeah.
am so no, I'm genuinely hyped for this movie, and I hope, and I hope, and I hope we gonna get a great super movie after a while because I love Man of Steel. The rest of it,
I believe in James Gunn. I am so hyped about Rachel Brosnahan being Lois Lane.
yes, yes.
So hyped. That's like the biggest casting I'm hyped about.
Nicholas
Um,
Holt as Lex Luthor, though. Nicholas Holt as Lex Luthor also. Like the moment I saw him and his bald head, I'm like,
I'd much rather have him as Lex Luthor than Beast.
Mm.
Those are my feelings about that. But like, I I saw the trailer. This looks like it has a lot of potential. I'm excited for it.
Yes.
July 18th, we have Eddington, the new. This is Ari Aster's new film, starring
Mhm.
Joaquin Phoenix and Pedro Pascal being a sheriff and mayor of a small town during COVID. And this is a neo like zombie western
Ooh.
with social media integration and stuff like that. Um it's wild. It's an Ari Aster film. So
I mean,
um
yes.
they could have just said Ari Aster's directing this, and I'm like, sold. And
Hmm.
then, Joaquin Phoenix is in it, so sold. A neo Western, now you're just teasing me.
Yes.
So that's where I about this. But Luke, how about you?
Pretty much the same. Like Ari Aster, I still haven't seen Bo is Afraid, but it's on my watch list. I know. I've heard stories. I've heard stories, so I know why you're laughing. But Ari Aster is one of those like new directors that intrigues me enough where yeah, I if it's playing here for a reasonable time, not just a week and then goes away. Because in the UK that seems to happen a lot nowadays. Hmm. I would check it out because Ari Aster, we need more directors that have their very unique voice, that
Mhm.
have something interesting to say, and their movies don't look like each other. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
So excited.
we're about Ari Aster here, so there you
Hmm.
go. I Know What You Did Last Summer, a
Hmm.
legacy sequel to I Know What You Did Last Summer. And I'm not gonna lie, when Freddie Prinze Jr. and Jennifer Love Hewitt popped up in the trailer, I'm like, got me
Okay.
a little, a
I
little.
haven't seen the trailer, so I
Um,
cannot comment on that.
I'm not nearly as excited for this as I was with the Scream one.
Okay.
Which also my my wife Jess, when this trailer came on, she's like, "Is this just Scream?" And I'm like, "Wasn't how what wasn't I Know What You Did Last Summer just kind of like a Scream off in the
It
first
fucking
place?"
was because Scream was so big it literally resurrected slashers.
Yeah. And then so I guess them doing a legacy sequel is kind of just ripping off Scream again. So
So
she's not
meta.
wrong.
So meta. Like
Yeah.
like look, for this one, I've seen the first two long time ago. I've seen them only once. I remember having good enough time. Legacy sequels never fail, as we all know. So I again, if it's gonna be fun, I'll be excited and I'll check it out. But I have a bad feeling about this.
Well, you're gonna have an even worse feeling about this. So the last one from July 18th is Smurfs musical.
I love me some Smurfs, but Hollywood, I'll say this: Hollywood has not done Smurfs well. Like
No,
I actually grew
at
up
all.
on the animated series that's Hungarian, if I'm not mistaken. Like the original animated series is actually pure. It's cute. It's wholesome, and I think Hollywood just like, oh, cute little
It's too
guys.
cynical BS.
Yeah. So I like Hollywood has failed the Smurfs, and we deserve better.
And they're doing it again. My answer is simply no.
I'm joining you there. Yes.
No. July 25th, The Fantastic Four, First Steps.
I am more intrigued now having just seen Thunderbolts.
Mhm.
That's definitely the correct title for that movie. All I'm gonna say. I no, it seems like we're finally getting a great or at least decent Fantastic Four movie. And look, I know people are like, oh, Pedro Pascal is in there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. I like Pedro Pascal, don't get me wrong. Vanessa Kirby is there. Vanessa Kirby, low-key, one of the most underrated newer actresses we've had in the last like 5 to 10 years. And if you haven't seen her movies, get watching, get and watch some because she is great actress. So her being part of that movie intrigues me more than oh Pedro is there. Yeah, because Pedro is in 10,000 different things just this summer.
Yep. So I love the vibe that they're
Hmm.
going for here. I
60s.
love the tone, the look, uh what's um the not neo futurism. What the hell? I don't
Like
remember.
retro? Retro?
Huh? Like
Retro?
there's a no, there's a specific like type of futurist, like because it's like vintage but also futuristic and stuff like that. I love the vibe
Oh,
that they're going for here.
like a steampunk? Kinda?
Not quite steam, like I'll think of the word.
Okay.
Um, but retrofuturism, that was it.
Okay.
So I love the vibe. I love Pedro Pascal. Vanessa Kirby is amazing. Can't wait to
Hmm.
see her as Sue Storm. I don't know if I'm about what they're talking about. Like Joseph Quinn was like, Johnny Storm kind of being a womanizer. Isn't that a little outdated for today? And I'm like,
Hmm.
Johnny's supposed to kind of be a dick.
Hmm.
Is Johnny not going to kind of be a dick? It kind of seems like he's going to be more of like a goofy younger brother. I'm like, okay, whatever. But Ben Grimm is my boy,
Hmm.
and Evan Moss Backrack seems like he is killing it based off of these trailers so far. And Ralph Ineson as Galactus is inspired casting for sure. The Green Knight, that
Hmm.
voice,
Yep.
and the fact that he's not a giant cloud and an actual giant humanoid makes me very excited. But I'm cautiously optimistic because they have never once made a good Fantastic Four movie, and I do like enjoy the early 2000s ones for like my
Hmm.
childhood nostalgia, and Fan Four Stick is something,
It
and
is.
it's something, but like I'm hopeful that they got it right this time. So
Like it seems to me, it seems like the trailer I watched before the Thunderbolts really emphasized the family
yes,
aspect. And I'm
this
like,
is about
oh,
family.
this is cute. They are remaking Incredibles. That's very cute. So maybe if they actually remake Incredibles, they will make a great Fantastic Four movie.
There you
So,
go. Next up, we have Oh Hi, from director Sophia Brooks. Iris and Isaac's first romantic weekend getaway goes awry in a most unexpected way, starring Molly Gordon, Logan Lerman, and Geraldine Viswanathan. Um, this seems like a fun, like indie rom com kind of thing with some young
yep.
talent. I like all of them,
I
so
love me some Geraldine. Like she
he's
is.
so good.
I hope she is gonna be at the top of the food Hollywood chain like in upcoming years because like she like Drive Away Dolls, like Thunderbolts. Was she in Wicked? No, Wicked Little Letters. That wasn't. No, that wasn't her.
Now,
Was she?
I'm a huge fan of why am I forgetting the name of it? The show that was on TBS that had Daniel Radcliffe and Steve Buscemi in it too, and it was an anthology series. Um,
Hmm. I don't think I've seen that one.
it's she's so good. I love her. Pretty excited. This seems like
Hmm.
a fun
Yeah.
indie
Yeah.
flick. Bonus, this is not a theatrical release, but I would feel like I had to bring it up. Happy Gilmore 2 coming out on Netflix. Um, I'm excited. I can't help it.
Hmm.
Bring on the Gilmore. Bring on the fact that they've been teasing this shooter, like um the actor who plays Shooter McGavin, Christopher McDonald, has been teasing this with Adam Sandler on social media for like 5 years at this point, and it's
Hmm.
finally happening. It could be utter crap, but I'm
Hmm.
still gonna be excited to go watch this on Netflix.
Yeah. As a person who's only seen the first one not that long ago and have not grow up watching it, I'm not that excited. But I'm excited genuinely excited for the people who are excited for it because I know how much, not just to you, but to many others, Happy Gilmore is for many. That's like the peak Sandler, right? That's like their childhood. I'm
I
happy
have
those
watched
people.
this.
See,
Billy Madison,
see.
The Water Boy,
Yep.
so many times. So
And so
many
I am
times.
excited for you and for those people.
Yes.
Genuinely am, and I hope we also getting a good movie. The latest projects of Adam Sandler's don't fill me with that much confidence, but hey, maybe we'll see.
If this is please don't be Hubie Halloween. Uh, we're just gonna say that. Neon's new horror film Together,
Mm.
starring Allison Brie and Dave Franco.
The husband and wife. Yep.
Yes. And it seems like a strange thing where they're like drawn together. Like the poster is like their eyelashes tangling together
Yeah.
and pulling that. This looks interesting and horrific and scary, and I'm gonna have a really uncomfortable viewing experience with this. I'm excited enough. I think this has some potential to be really creepy.
If I'm not mistaken, that's the movie that had super duper positive early reactions just like a week ago. And so before a week ago, I would be like, yeah, I don't know. Now I'm pretty excited because like I have not like by all accounts, this seems like they've struck something there, those two.
Mhm.
And if we need more original, not just movies but horror movies. So hope for the best, and I am actually quite excited for that.
Now we're in August, which
Oh, nice.
August is wild card month of the
Mm-hmm.
summer because you never know what you're gonna get. August 1st, we got the Bad Guys 2. I
Ah,
really like the first one. I'm excited for this. I think they're a fun crew. Sam Rockwell's great.
yeah. Speaking of DreamWorks, yeah, Bad Guys.
Yep.
I've enjoyed the first one. I again, is it the best animated movie you will see? No, but it's serviceable. It's quite nice. It's cute. Did we need a sequel? No, but if
Well,
it's gonna
here's the
be,
thing. It's a whole entire book series.
I didn't know that.
So
Same.
like
Yeah.
they go on all kinds of heists and stuff like
Hmm.
that. So like this is actually the kind of series that is made for like
Okay.
um making follow-up stories to. It'll be interesting because they broke good and now they
Yeah.
have to break a little bad
No,
this
it's
time
again,
around.
if it's gonna be, if they take it to a different direction and it's not gonna be, oh hey, the same story but wrapped differently from the previous time. Yeah, no, I'm cautiously optimistic. Cautiously.
I I'm looking forward to checking it out because I
Mhm.
did enjoy the first one. Now, this one I'm low key probably now one of the most excited movies for the summer, and it's The Naked Gun,
Oh yes.
starring Liam Neeson playing Leslie Nielsen's son, Frank Drebin Jr., from director Akiva Schaffer,
Mm-hmm.
co-written by Seth MacFarlane. This is a Seth MacFarlane Lonely Island legacy sequel of The Naked Gun. So I'm so damn excited, especially after that trailer. This looks so ridiculous.
I was gonna bring it up, Shane, if you haven't. Yeah, so before the trailer, there's a past me before watching this trailer and new me. So the past me, I'm like, do we really need a Naked Gun reboot? Even though it's Liam Neeson, okay. After the trailer, we do need the Naked Gun reboot starring Liam Neeson. That
It's
scene where they all cry to their dads, and then there's
OJ.
yeah, there's OJ and the black dude is like mm-mm, to the camera. I'm like, okay,
And
sold.
the fact they got Paul Walter Hauser to play George Kennedy's
Yes,
son too.
yes.
It's just like that's great casting. And hi, Dad, it's me, your son, Frank. It's Junior. And just like I ever since Ted 2,
Hmm.
it's Ted 2, right? Where Liam Neeson's like the Lucky Charms
Yes,
joke and
yes, that's
everything. I'm
two.
just
Hmm.
like he can be so funny. And in that Leslie Nielsen, I'm playing this completely straight kind of way. This is the most inspired casting for a child for somebody in a movie in a long time. I
Yes.
I I remember when they announced this, I'm like, really? I feel
Hmm.
like, and then just over time, this idea has grown in my head. I'm like, this could be genius. And that trailer hit, and I'm just like, they know exactly what they're doing here. Um,
100%. So
100%.
excited.
August 6th. So this is coming out on a Wednesday, which is
Oh.
interesting. This is starring Tony Hale. It's called Sketch. From, oddly enough, Angel Studios is releasing this. And this is a young girl's monster drawings begin to come to life, unleashing chaos upon her small town. I'm like, it's a creative, interesting idea, and it's so random that this is an Angel Studios film starring Tony Hale, I guess, as the girl's father. And I'm like,
Is
I'm kind of excited about it.
is Angel Studio that studio that produces mainly like Bible movies and stuff like that?
Well, so like yes, most of like they usually have some kind of like I'm on their press list. So
Okay.
like I get every single one of their films, and every one of them on some level has some level, like some bit of faith in it. Some of them
Mm,
are a little bit more obvious than others. Like they just did The King of Kings, which is about, Jesus,
yep.
an animated movie about Jesus. So I'm
Oh, that
assuming
guy.
there's that guy. I'm assuming there's going to be some kind of faith-based element to this, but like it doesn't seem very like overt and preachy. Most of
Mm,
their films are not overt and preachy,
okay.
which I can appreciate. But like this just seems like an interesting idea.
Hmm.
And so I'm not saying like I'm excited about this, but I'm like I'm interested to see how it plays out.
I am interested because of Tony Hale, and I'm not. I don't think unless it's like the movie of the year. I don't think I'm gonna see it in a cinema. But if it's good enough receptions and I'll see it on a streaming service someplace, I might check it out.
Well, they have Angel Studio Plus.
Angel
So
Plus,
like like you'd have to go watch it on their streaming service.
mm,
Because of course they do.
of course.
Next up, Weapons.
Oh.
So this is August 8th. This is from like the director of Barbarian.
Oh
And
yeah,
this is
yeah,
about
yeah.
all those kids disappearing in the night. And they had that trailer of like all these kids running around in the streets and like the middle of the night on like home cameras and stuff like that.
Hmm.
This seems creepy as hell. And if it's from the director of Barbarian, it's exciting enough of an idea. And apparently it's one of the guys from The Whitest People You Know,
Okay.
that like sketch comedy crew. And I didn't
Hmm.
realize that when Barbarian came out.
Mm.
This seems like this seems compelling enough for me to be kind of excited to see what this is about.
I've only seen the images from the trailer. I haven't watched the trailer yet, but I did enjoy Barbarian, so I am kind of intrigued about this. And again, I don't maybe need to see the trailer because, like, from just what you read about it, I'm
I
like,
haven't seen I haven't watched the actual trailer
yeah. But I
yet.
don't want to because again, like, just from purely on what you read and what I've already knew about a movie, yeah, I think I'll be there.
Interesting enough for me.
Yeah.
Freakier Friday, starring Lindsay
Ah.
Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis. I'm not excited about this movie, but I'm excited for Lindsay Lohan for like having a career again after everything she went through. But like I don't have a strong enough attachment to the first one for me to get excited about this.
So I do. I grew up
Oh,
on the
okay.
Freaky Friday on the well, it's not really original because that's also a remake of the Jodie Foster one, which
Yeah.
I now seen.
Yep.
So this, as much as I like Jamie Lee Curtis, and as much as I kind of like Lindsay, besides her trying to grab random Syrian children off the street, uh, not a good look. This kind of reeks of desperation to me. Like that trailer.
Disney.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it doesn't feel as organic. Like, there are some like the Naked Gun. Like, the moment you see the trailer for Naked Gun is like it kind of feels organic in a way, right? And it kind of fits together. So like, like when I was not on the board for it before, I'm on board now. I've seen a trailer for a Freakier Friday. I'm still like, this kind of reeks of. Oh yeah, Jamie Lee is now so hot right now because of her Oscar win.
Yes.
Lindsay seems to have a career again after being a bit of a crazy person. Yeah, let's cash them all. Let's cash on both of them right now until she does something crazy again. Let's do it right now. And I'm like, yeah,
Yeah, I
hopeful.
we'll see.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised this is dropping in August though.
no.
Um August 15th, we have Nobody 2.
Mm,
So Bob Odenkirk's John Wick movie
yep,
getting a sequel.
yep.
I'm like I'm gonna have a fun time with it. I'll be seeing it. Like, this doesn't scream like I was so happy this got a sequel, but like I really enjoyed the first one, and like
Mhm.
if they're gonna do more of the same and trying to expand upon this world, a la John Wick, sure, sure.
Okay, so I might be one of the five people in this world where I wasn't blown away by the first one because I watched it after everybody was praising this movie, right? And I watched it, I'm like, this was fine. It's fine movie. It's good. It's okay. Did we need a sequel for that? Really? Like, I'm happy for Bob Odenkirk, obviously. I like Bob. I'm not saying nothing. Is Christopher Lloyd still there?
Yeah, he's in it.
So I'm also happy that he's still around and also has a career. So yeah, I'm happy for them. But as far as the movie goes, total net neutral. Just because I'm one of the few people who didn't seem to orgasm when they watched the first Nobody, because like everybody around me was like, "Oh, that's great, that's fucking awesome, yeah, that's great," and I'm like, "It's fine." Like it just didn't hit me. I don't know why. It just didn't hit me at all.
That is perfectly fair because
Mm.
this could be a turd, and just like why do we make a sequel of
And
this?
I hope,
But
look, and if this sequel convinces me and approves me that, oh, the sequel is even better, great. I'll be more than happy to raise my hand like I was a dumbass. This is awesome.
this is part of the series of John Wick clones
Yes,
that have come out since John Wick.
yes.
We only have two more weekends and a handful of other movies. So let's do August 22nd, Americana, a dark action comedy. The lives of local outsiders and outcasts violently intertwine when a rare Lakota ghost shirt falls onto the black market in a small South Dakota town, starring Sydney Sweeney.
Oh. When I think of Americana, I also think of Sydney Sweeney, of course. So, yes.
Uh,
Uh,
this vibe I'm vibing with. This seems interesting, and I'm
yes.
intrigued.
No, on a serious note, I think Sydney Sweeney is brutally underutilized or simplified in many movies, where I don't think we've seen what she is actually capable of. And I hope this movie might actually be more like Immaculate vibe than The Warriors vibe.
Mhm.
Let me put it at that. So I'm cautiously optimistic and excited.
Interested to see. Next up this weekend as well, and I'm just trying to confirm here. Yes, this is from Ethan Cohen.
Mm.
It is Honey Don't. And this is a new looks like another crime comedy movie starring Margaret Qualley, Aubrey Plaza, Charlie Day, Chris Evans, Billy Eichner. I'm all about this big yes here. Like it could have
Yes,
just been
yes.
like Ethan Cohen. I'm like, I'm done. I'm ready to go. But like, I only saw shots of the trailer, and
Hmm.
like, it looks like Chris Evans is an evangelist,
Of
like
course he
a
is.
televangelist, and I'm just like, yes, please. So like, this just seems like if this is the same kind of vibes as Drive-Away Dolls, Ethan Cohen doing stuff like this, I'm down, so down for this.
I was gonna say, so my opposite take, I'm also one of the few people who actually enjoyed the Drive Away Dolls. And Margaret Qualley,
Because people are wrong and that movie
yes,
is great.
it is
So,
great. And Margaret Qualley, after 2024 years she's had, like she became one of the my favorite ones. Like, look, I'm gonna support her in no matter what because that girl is amazing, and I hope she will prove more and more how amazing she actually is. So, Chris Evans as an evangelist, great. Margaret Qualley leading a movie, yes, I'm there.
yeah. And the last one from this weekend is Splitsville, a new comedy from Michael Angelo Cavino starring uh Adria Arjona and Dakota Johnson.
Adria
So,
Arjona,
yeah.
yes.
So, when Ashley asks for divorce, the good-natured Carrie runs to his friends, Julie and Paul, for support. Their secret to happiness is an open marriage, that is, until Carrie crosses the line. Well, this sounds like it has some potential to be some wild stuff in a comedy. So I don't know. There seems to be some really good talent there. Like this seems like a nice area for some of these like small indie
Hmm.
comedies to make some
Hmm.
space in August for sure.
Hmm. No, I am again purely on names. I think is it Adriana or Adria Arjona?
It's Adria.
Adria, yeah. So Adria. So purely on her work in Andor and the movie from Netflix last year, Hot with the with Glenn Powell, the what
Hitman?
Hitman. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
She should be the next leading lady for a foreseeable future. Like kind of Margaret Qualley, I feel like she is one of those up and comers that like she is so stunning where people don't realize how talented she is. So I hope that that's not gonna be her downfall, like many other actresses in the past.
Mhm,
She has acting chops. She's great. And again, watch Andor if you don't know how great she is.
mhm.
She is amazing. And
Yep.
for her, I'll see it. Excited.
And our last weekend of August 29th, we have Caught Stealing, director Darren Aronofsky with Austin Butler, Zoe Kravitz, Vincent D'Onofrio, and a whole bunch of people about a
Mhm.
burnt out ex baseball player unexpectedly finds himself embroiled in a dangerous struggle for survival amidst the criminal underbelly of 1990s New York City.
Nice.
This has a lot of stuff that I like. I think Leap Schreiber is also in it too.
Mhm.
Um, I've I'm down. This seems like a very different kind of thing for Darren Aronofsky too.
Mhm.
So I'm interested to check it out.
Aronofsky always has my number, even if I don't enjoy all of his movies. They are always at least intriguing enough and different enough that I'll always take something from them, even if I don't vibe with them 100%. So I'm always on board with whatever he chooses to do. And he seems to have that kind of power where most Hollywood top actors want to work with him. So yeah, good for him. Yeah, I'm excited.
And the last but not least, the Toxic Avenger, starring Peter
Yes!
Dinklage.
Yes!
Um, I have like I've never seen the original Toxic Avenger. I only know legends and stories of how wild this all is. And I don't think there is more buzz and wild stories around a movie right now than this movie. And I'm about it. So bring it on, bring on the Toxic Avenger.
So, as a person who's seen the first two, and the third and fourth one are on my queue to be watched, that's such a B slash C slash Z all the way to the Z movie franchise. That's fucking wild. Shane, you need to watch
Mm,
that. But I've heard stories of this movie being so good, and finally they got a distributor because this
yes,
has been done for like 2 3 years now. Like this movie has
more
been
than
shot and like edited and all done, but they somehow had no distribution and until now, right? So and Peter Dinklage as Toxie, the Avenger.
Mhm,
Yes. Yeah, like no. Like I am genuinely hyped because the originals are very product of their era, shall we
mhm.
say? And this one hopefully will be kick-ass.
Well, what a very interesting and eventful summer we have in front
Oh
of
yeah.
us. So, Luke, thank you so much for coming on and talking about all these movies with me.
Always a blast, Shane. Thank you so much for having me.
And thank all of you out there for always tuning in and supporting your Wasteland Reviewer.